Howdy, howdy, howdy. What up, y'all? What up, what up, what up? How's everyone doing tonight? We got a special guest tonight. My oldest. Hello. Hey, hello. Hello. Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. What up, May the Pirate? What's up, everyone? Tonight's gonna be a calm stream. It's not gonna be crazy today, which is gonna be good. How's everybody been doing? Everybody doing all right? Been staying healthy? I've been doing all right. Recently, I've been reading again. Usually, if I've been reading, it's a good indication of that I'm pretty mentally healthy. If I'm not reading, then that usually means I'm kind of going through burnout, and I was a little bit burned out the last few weeks. So last month, maybe the whole month. So yeah, kind of coming back out of it again, slowly but surely. I use my Twitter. I'm like the worst Twitter user ever because I only really use it to keep notes from what I read from my books, different thoughts that I have. So it's like as a music producer, I have like the most. I don't know. It's like a very intellectual Twitter, and it's not necessarily a good look. Mostly like keeping notes for myself, but it's interesting. I'm finally almost done with 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. I'm on the last chapter. Yesterday I read chapter 11 of that, and it's just taken me so long to get through the book, and honestly, like, getting through it has been really weird, mentally speaking. Then I'm starting this other one right now, me and one of our interns and assistants, Matt. What up, Band Reject? What up, Swaggeroo? Right now I'm also starting a new book called The E-Myth, about small businesses, entrepreneurship, and small businesses. So, cool. Big fan, and highly recommend reading. Always be learning. I think we're getting close. We're waiting on a few people to upload the actual files. Oy. In a couple weeks, I'm actually giving a seminar at a high school. Well, virtually, I'm giving a seminar at a high school. There's a teacher out in, where is this? Where the heck is this? Is this in Connecticut? Ohio, sorry, not even Connecticut. In a few weeks, I'm doing an online seminar for a bunch of high school students in Ohio. Their teacher is a listener of the podcast. Shout out to Paul, and Paul has invited me to do some talking, get the kids excited about potentially having music as a career and what it takes to do it. reason why the follower-only chat happens is because of spammers. There's a lot of spam bots on Twitch right now, and it gets kind of annoying. And if you do followers-only chat, it eliminates the spam by nearly 100%. It's great. And it forces people to follow you in exchange for being part of the conversation, so that's nice too. I have a little music group that I'm a part of. I'm one of about 10 people. I'm one of the managers, so I'm one of the head honchos of this group. And this last week, one of our guitar players did a show. Actually, let me read about this because there's a bunch of people. The guitar player in our group did a show with Mino, Six Black, well, just Black, right? And let's see, what else did he do? Yeah, The Internet, Steve Lacy, Sid. Yeah, just a bunch of cool artists. Just a bunch of artists this last weekend, so he's really cool. In fact, you should follow them. It's at @Outdonesia_. They're on my Instagram as well. If you type in, here you go. And the link in my bio is Outdonesia. Really cool group. Lots of really cool credits within the group. Let me share this. I'm supposed to share that post. So let me do that real quick. I hate the new way Instagram is making us like reshare videos. It is the worst. Hey, sorry, I'm so back in. Alrighty. What up, Nels? Yeah, any genre is okay. There's some genres that I have less experience in, and so I'm not able to like help out as much, but I can still give some feedback. To say it bluntly, the worse you are, the more feedback I'm gonna have. I'm just kidding. All right, let's see. Let's check this out here. I think there's a way. There's a proper way. Hold on, I'm about to pull it up right now, actually. Should we talk about the rules? I'm going to continue to talk about the rules. We recommend everybody go over the rules every time that you're new to the stream. If you're new to the stream, at any time you can type in !rules to learn about the rules. There's only so many that I can do. I'm going based off of time, not how many. And I'm usually only able to do this for about a couple hours before I get burnt out. And I want to get some sleep, spend some time with the wife. I only do this once a week. Yeah, and I can send you the files I could potentially send you the files if you are a subscriber to the Twitch, not just a follower, but a proper subscriber. And yeah. How to submit feedback. Yeah, so let's go over the rules real quick. So the rules are 1, music must be unreleased. This is really important. There's a couple reasons why. 1, I don't want to get banned on Twitch, and there's a bunch of Twitch guidelines about released music or previously released and copywritten music. So that's annoying, and I don't want to deal with it, so it's got to be unreleased. And the second reason is because if I'm giving feedback on a song and it's already online, you've already posted onto Spotify and all that jazz, I'm not in the business of making you feel more insecure, of giving you feedback when it's already released. So if you send me something that's already released, I'm going to be reluctant to give you any feedback at all. So if it's unreleased, then I can be genuine and I can give you real feedback if that's what you want. Okay, number 2, stereo files only, no stems. That's pretty straightforward. If I want stems, I'll ask for them specifically, but that's really rare. Music must be submitted on Discord. Type !Discord for the link to join. So if you're not on the Discord yet, type in !Discord and it'll get you a link to join the Discord. 4, person submitting music must be online during stream or song will be skipped. So like if you send me a song on Discord and you like leave the chat or you leave Twitch, then I'm not going to review your song when it gets to your turn. You have to be here when it's your turn. 5, mastering is usually a certain amount per song, but if you're subscribed and I approve your mix, I'll master it on the spot. But if you revise the mix in the future and need a new master, you're going to have to pay the mastering fee. So it's only free while I'm online, like while I'm streaming. If you try to contact me later or want to get it done on my own time, or if we already did it once on this stream, I'm not going to do it again on a later stream. Everybody needs a turn, so. Yep, why bother if it's already released? That's exactly right. I'm not going to bother. I mean, I can brown nose you all day if that's what you like. Can I give you words of affirmation? If you're too weak, I can give words of affirmation to the weak, and then you will stay bad at mixing. That's what will happen if I do that. I was in the book that I was reading. There's a really I think we're still waiting for people to submit music. Okay, it looks like there's a couple people. O sent me something. Transfer expired. So, mixed by O. Your transfer has expired. So Let You Leave by Sav B is expired, unfortunately. May the Pirate has a song here. I'm uploading it. Another Wii transfer. Hopefully it's not expired. That one works. Try again. Let You Leave. Oh, Let You Leave is now working. That was weird. Okay, it wasn't working at first. And Band Reject sent a SoundCloud link, so we'll listen to that a little bit later. Just want to confirm that that it is unreleased. Is that song unreleased? Band Rejects. All right, let's pull up these songs. I'm gonna pull up the songs, and while we're going, if at any point y'all have any questions, feel free to ask me the questions. Mixed a song today, and it's a Chinese pop record. Cool song. It's a cool song, and I think I did a really good job on it. I was really excited about it. And I feel like I spent a lot of time tweaking it, and there was like 50 tracks. No, maybe a little bit more. No, about 50 tracks. I spent a lot of time tweaking and doing a lot of automation. And next thing I knew, I had really only spent about 3 hours on it, which is... That's about, like, honestly speaking, I think I have about 3 to 5 hours of creative energy a day. I don't think I can, like, anymore, like, to stay, like, a healthy amount that I can continually keep going for 6 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week. 3 to 5 hours a day of creative energy is, like, about all I got, unless I have some major caffeine going, more Adderall. Yeah, last year, 2020, I mixed 1,000 records. And it was insane. Nels helped me a lot with it. So Nels is in the chat. He assisted me by prepping a lot of sessions. There was a lot of things going on. So there was a label that was sending me a bunch of sync music for their sync placement. So it was like really easy stuff. I was maybe 15 tracks, and I could get through like 2 or 3 in an hour. And I spent many hours doing that. Yeah, Nels did, and I had like a little a label, like a little group of people that I did all the mixing for. There's about 12 artists in our deal, and almost everybody was releasing a song a month, and a few people were doing one song a week. So like I had endless supply of mixes to do between these like 12, 15 people as well. Yeah, and then just my regular clients, as well as I was doing the podcast at the time. So it was a lot of work, a lot of no sleep, and I kind of started hating music. So it's a cool grind. It's a really great story, and I hope it's motivational, but I'm going to tell you right now, that was probably one of the worst things that I've done in my life, and I don't recommend it. Even Nels is saying it was not fun. It was not fun. I did not enjoy it. How many of y'all listen to the podcast? I think we already have an episode coming out tomorrow. How many of y'all listen to the podcast? Just make sure that the episode is actually scheduled out for tomorrow. Nels, you don't listen to the podcast. Do you actually listen to the podcast? Number 28, 3 a.m. Good. Yes, I was hooked after the Systems episode. With Chris Graham. That was a newer episode. Yeah, Chris Graham is really dope. That's one of my favorite podcasts. That's kind of like the podcast that got me into podcasting was Six Figure Home Studio. Well, that's awesome, Nels. I'm just going to talk trash on you more during the podcast in general, or talk you up. One of the it'll just like depend on my mood that day. Kind of like leave Easter eggs for you. Yeah, I decided to check out the newer ones first. Definitely going to be listening to more. Yeah. Appreciate it, dog. Hopefully you get some more information. If anybody is not listening to the podcast but wants free information, free educational materials, you could do, what was it? You can go to the podcast, and that is !pod. Podcast is free, absolutely free. Here's the link for that, and I think if I do links, I have like a bunch of free PDFs too. So I have like a compressor's guide, mixing or mastering guide, how to prep your sessions guide, all for free on links.dkmixes.com. Have like the YouTube channel where you can like see me and all of my previous live streams if you want to see them all. I did something cool this week. I went to hang out with the people over at PMC. PMC is a high-end monitoring company. In fact, I can show you. Let's do this. I can do this. Oh. That worked. So PMC is dope. They have a bunch of cool speakers. So the ones that I have right now are okay, sweet. This is the new line. These are the ones that I have right now. So you can see these. You can see these in the corner. They're really big. So I own this pair of speaker monitors. I used to own. So the ones that I used to own were here. These were. I'm actually going to go back to these probably. I had these for years, and where are they? Enter professional. There it is. Loudspeakers. Okay, so I had these for years. Very beautiful, very big. These ones are also just huge. This company just came out, and I hung out with them. They just came out with a brand new set of speakers. This range of speaker, the PMC, the 8.2, the 6.2s, 6s, and the subs, matching subs. So I'm debating whether or not to get these They're a little bit cheaper. They're about $4,000 cheaper than the one that I have, but I think that they sound better. Yeah, the PMCs are dope. I do like the ATCs. The ATCs are just not as... I might get these ones again or get the slightly smaller versions, but these ones sound worse, which you'd think would be bad, but the fact that they sound worse is really amazing for mixing. Like, these ones are like super duper clean, and like from a hi-fi perspective, very, very high fidelity, very cool, lots of details you can hear. These ones in the top end is kind of a little bit lacking, but the low mids is so incredibly brutally honest. If the mix is not good, it will sound ugly out of the speakers, and that's what I want. Where this, it's like they just sound very beautiful. And both are very usable. I might get another pair of these. I have a good deal with these. I can get a good deal with these. I can't get a good deal. I have to buy full price with these or buy them used. But I can get a good deal, get them under new. I could buy them new for under new through some connects. So I went to go listen to these in another studio, a brand new studio that just opened up in Los Angeles area, and damn, they are good. They are really great. The thing with these my speakers is that the problem with my speakers is they're a little bit skinny. The low end is absolutely phenomenal. The upper mid-range and the top end is stupid good. The low end is good even though my room is small. So it's like, it's not super small, but it's pretty small. But the low end is still really great in here. The one thing that is lacking from these speakers is that the low mids are a little bit skinny. They're a little bit thin. And like, especially around like the 400 hertz area, which makes it really hard to decipher what's going on, especially with like the vocals and instrumentals around 400 hertz. So I'm still having to go back to headphones. Maybe it's because of the way the room is treated and all that, but everything else is amazing. If I do 400 hertz shines on these things. Like 400 hertz is going to be the most brutal and critical area for listening. It's like NS10 on drugs. Like, that's what this is. Like, if you took shrooms and got enlightened and met with Buddha, and then you took DMT and find out about death and all that jazz, and that's all in a speaker's experience, that's these speakers. They're like for NS10s. Like, it's amazing. NS10s were used so popularly because they suck. And it's what every consumer had. But this is like, they translate so well. These ones just sound good. I'm still I'm still determining if I can get them to translate. Maybe it's the lack of experience. I keep moving rooms with these big speakers. But yeah, Focal School, my mentor, Leslie Brathwaite, he uses Focal Twins exclusively. In fact, he had these at one point. Like, he had the Focal Twins, which he loves, and that's the speakers that he mixed, like all of like the Pharrell stuff, like Happy, and the newer Pharrell stuff, and that's all of Cardi B stuff is mixed on Focal Twins. And at one point he bought these, which is like 3 times the amount of Focal Twins as far as cost goes. And then I saw him post again. He's like, nah, he went back to the Focal Twins. Like, he just really loves those. And more importantly, the biggest takeaway from that is not that one is better than the other, but it truly does matter what you're used to, what you're accustomed to. So yeah. Yeah, what speakers you use, it's less about the speakers and how good they are. It's more about how great, like, how used to them you are. That being said, usually things that do matter in speakers and nicer speaker systems that cost a lot more. Here's some secrets. Like, I'm not the end-all opinion here, but so technically speaking, one of the reasons why it's still worth investing in nicer speakers is because usually nicer speakers have better crossovers. So there's less frequencies that are masked and hidden due to technical inefficiency or technical error, right? Whatever. The big thing is distortion. So I could say the same thing about your Yamahas or your KRKs, where hey, it's all about what you get used to. Yes, but distortion does cover a lot of artifacts. It's not the muddiness of the speaker. It's not the muddiness of the room. Oftentimes, it's the muddiness of the speakers because there's so much distortion coming out. Not audible distortion that you kind of hear, but there's distortion with the cones, with everything that's going on, not enough power, the power supply, whatever it is. And because of the distortion, you're not able to hear a lot of elements in the mix. They look like one of the folk hub brands. Okay, good. I got a lucky connection with a studio in ATL, names to intern, works with some big names to internet. But I'm scared I'm going to embarrass myself because of my knowledge. Only about a year. But at the same time, I don't want to miss my opportunity. Any tips to you? Go for it. Go for it. I mean, as an intern, you're going to be cleaning toilets anyway. So it doesn't matter if you know Pro Tools if you can't do a good job cleaning my toilet. So if it's less about whether you have experience and more about do you have the mental capacity to stick around for a couple years cleaning toilets and being a slave to the studio for a couple years, especially if it's a higher name studio where they have larger names coming through at all times constantly. Then it's going to be a year or two before you even get paid to some sort of minimum wage position where you get to clean toilets, but you get paid to clean toilets, or you get to run coffee, but you get paid to run coffee. So don't worry about experience, especially in commercial studios. That's, just go for it. If you have a way in, get in. That's going to be huge. Which studio is it in Atlanta? Is it, it's not, what is it called? It's not, it's yellow. What is the big studio in Atlanta? Waterworks. Something works. Damn. Patchworks. It's not Patchworks, is it? At Vendor Wolf. Is it Patchworks? Are you trying to internet? If you can get in with Patchworks, that'd be dope. Eventually, you're gonna like the normal way that you go into mixing is through interning and becoming a tracking engineer, and then you go into mixing from there. So get started early, get started young, kind of like put in your hours, put in the time. That's important. Also, thank you for following Zamega and Lil SYFN. Swaggeroo, thanks for subscribing. Thank you, Island1, for following. Os00312, amusing. Yeah, thank you. Whoa. There's a lot of followers under the same name, which is kind of scary. Yeah, thanks everybody for following. Appreciate it. Oh, what up, Law? What up, Law? We were literally just talking about Outdonesia. Law is, we'll say, the captain of the Outdonesia crew. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad that you like butts, my dog. All right, let me go back to the Discord and see what we have going on here. And I got your song, Beats by the Pound. We'll listen to that. So we're going to listen to these two songs and then the band Reject One on SoundCloud and kind of go from there. He's the pilot. He cannot lie. I'm not a pilot. Thanks for being so literal that you're not a pirate. I'm going to shut off the jazz. All right. We're going to listen to these songs. Let's listen to these songs. The first one is by... Who's this by? Mixed by O. Are you here? O. You are here, O. Say hello. Because he likes butts. He cannot lie. Oh, ha ha ha. Peaceful music. Kira. Mixed by O. Yeah, what's up? Yes, what up? Hello. Hey, hello. All right, we're gonna listen to your song now. If you have anything that you want to say about the mix, about the song, any troubles that you were having, or any things that you want specific feedback about, please comment as we're listening to this song. And here it is from the top.
Why did I let you leave? Why did I let her leave? When I woke up in the morning, she was not there. Why did I let you leave? Why did I let you leave? Hey. Now it's hard to breathe, it ain't the liquor or the weed. Why'd I let her leave? Why'd I let her leave? I knew this nonchalant shit would come back to haunt me. Why'd I let her leave? Why'd I let her leave? When I woke up in the morning, you were not there. When I woke up this morning, hurt my soul, pillow still smell like your hair. When I woke up in the morning, you were not there. When I woke up this morning, hurt my soul, pillow still smell like your hair. And I ain't stressing about no other niggas. I'm just sad my future kids won't see a mother in you. And everything that I envision fading from the picture. You know you miss her when you growing richer, but the past still torment you. A volatile of life, she was Bollinger. Them up and downs made me colder you. You leave me Friday, then love me on Monday, bruh. It was hard to gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was simp for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak, when you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain, hoping that you stay sane. Need something new on my brain. And all these replays, and everything that I did wrong, now she slipped away. And I know that I'm the man, but I can't understand why I feel this way. Talking to the moon in the ocean, the only ones that don't expose pain. Now it's hard to breathe, it ain't the liquor or the weed. Why'd I let her leave? I knew this nonchalant shit would come back to haunt me. Why'd I let her leave? Why'd I let her leave? When I woke up in the morning, you were not there. When I woke up this morning, hurt my soul, pillow still smell like your hair. When I woke up in the morning, you were not there. When I woke up this morning, hurt my soul, pillow still smell like yo. Hey, hey. Hey, now I'm with the gang, about to turn up. Bottle service, pull up. Took a couple shots, now my feelings getting toe up. Women in my section, but I'm thinking about you. You the only person I wanna be special to. Only her magenta gon' ease my blues. Yeah, get them in a clue. Here I am again, got me simping for you. And I'm walking to the V, I'ma go and call you. She gon' let it ring the voicemail, so I guess it's all true. Damn, she don't even got a man, she just over you. Should I hang away, leave a voicemail? Cause I still wanna. Where's Cosmo? I need Wanda. Outside I'm cool as cucumbers, inside I'm hot as 10 summers. Outside I'm cool as cucumbers, inside I'm hot as 10 summers. Cause I still wanna. I'm just hoping that I hear from her. Maybe she thinking about me, I don't know. Now it's hard to breathe, it ain't the liquor or the weed. Why'd I let her leave? I knew this nonchalant shit would come back to haunt me. Why'd I let her leave?
Going crazy.
When I woke up in the morning, you were not there. When I woke up this morning, hurt my soul, pillow still smell like your hair. When I woke up in the morning, you were not there. When I woke up this morning, hurt my soul, pillow still smell like your hair.
All right. Nice job. Cool. So we'll get right into it. Yeah, you'll want to fade it out, huh?
Hurt my soul, pillow still smell like your hair. When I woke up in the morning.
Anyway, so so a couple things here. So we'll go right into it. So the delay on the vocals, there's a delay on the vocals that's kind of just like thrown on there.
Bruh, it was hard.
I wouldn't leave it on there the entire time, just the way it is. I would like select moments for it to come out. There's if the kick drum wasn't there, it'd kind of be the same song the entire time, like the same vibe the entire time. So I think that there's some more things that you can do to kind of spice up the vocals, and I think that can come from automation. It doesn't sound like there's a lot of automation going on. So without automation, I don't think automation is the technical way of making it sound more interesting. And so, like, because things are always changing. And so I think you might want to do that first, like the delay, kind of like pick spots, or like if you're going to do a blanket like that. I mean, that might be the vibe, like, as well. Like maybe that artist really likes the delay, right? But if that was just put on just to put on and create space, I think that there's other things that you could do to create space. And yeah, kind of like throw some delay throws in there, or reverb throws in there. Also, like the ad-libs are really quiet.
Bruh, it was hard to gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak when you don't.
So this is one of those things where, like, in hip-hop music, they usually don't have delay like that, like just blanket on top of everything like that. So the best thing to do, like, sorry, I'm kind of like losing my mind a little bit. So, I mean, at the same time, this could be like an artistic thing where, I want to have like this weird delay thing because Post Malone did the reverb thing, and, now I'm trying to do this new thing and trying to create a wave with this delay sound. And if that's the case, then like keep it. But like if it's just put on there, then, and I would like be more picky about it, like where you would put that. If you do want things that create space, like not just delay, I would go less on the delay, blanket delay. And I would throw in just a touch of reverb of both. You could do like a smaller, shorter room reverb that's like less than a second long. You can also throw in a very quiet slap delay, which kind of makes it feel like it's echoing off of a stage. So there's different ways that you can make it feel like it's in a room without actually making it sound like there's a delay or a reverb going on. So if you want to do that, but usually a lot of hip hop is fairly dry. And then it's more of the creative style stuff that is very wet. Wet meaning delay, lots of delay and lots of reverb. Yeah, the ad-libs, there's like a few ad-libs here and there.
Should I hang away? Leave a voicemail. Ease my blues, yeah, get them in a clue. Here I am again, got me simping for you. And I'm walking to the V, I'm
every once in a while.
You. She gon' let it ring the voicemail, so I guess it's all true. Man, she don't even got a man, she just over you. Should I hang away? Leave a voicemail, cause I still wanna. Where's Cosmo? Everything that I do, gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for.
And also, like the EQ on the vocals, here's what I would
Gauge
do.
your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her.
There's a lot of this in the vocal, a lot of like 450, 500, 400, 500.
And I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak when you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain, hoping that you stay sane. Need something new on my brain.
The vocals, ignore what it's doing to the beat. Just listen to what it's doing to the vocals. Don't worry about exactly how I'm doing it, the technical skill of how I'm doing it. Just worry about what I'm hearing for, what I'm listening to.
Gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak when you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain, hoping that you stay sane. Need something new on my brain. Gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak when you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain, hoping that you stay sane. Need something new on my brain. Gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak when you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain, hoping that you stay sane. Need something new on my brain.
Listen to the vocals.
And I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak when you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain, hoping that you stay sane.
Now it's messing with the actual beat a little bit too much, but that's kind of like a lot more in the ballpark of where you want the vocals to be.
Temperature,
you have this,
I ain't know no better, so I was sent
you have this
for
stuff
her.
that's in the vocals.
When you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain. Hoping
like
that you
nasally
stay
here.
sane. Need something new on my brain.
Clean up. There's a lot of the whistle. There's a whistle here.
Your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak. When you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain.
Like I can sing that.
You stay sane. Need something new on my brain.
Like, listen to how much it clears it up when I just cut this.
Gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak. When you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain. Hoping that you stay sane. Need something new on my brain.
The opposite with this one.
All these replays and everything that I did wrong.
Yeah, so that's kind of like where I'd look. So vocals wise, I would go light on a fat, light a blunt for this, huh? Okay, I had a few different versions of this one. Just got to it again a few hours ago. I had the end of the song, last took slowed down using elastic audio. That's cool. Yeah, that's like some cool production stuff. They say that you should never, the joke is don't ever hit shift space in Pro Tools because it makes it play back halftime. And the reason why you don't want to do that ever is because the joke is if you do that in a session with clients in the room, then they'll always tell you, oh shit, to put that at the end, put that at the end. So then you have to do it at the end every time. So actually in college, this is actually one of the tricks. So I had a guitar solo. There's a guitar solo that we wanted to put in the song, like an arpeggiation thing. And so what he did is he recorded the guitar an octave up, like an octave higher than normal, and we were recording at half speed. So it wasn't just playback at half speed, it was recording at half speed. So dun 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 dun. So then when we put it back into the regular part, it'd be an octave higher. So then we just pitched it back down. Or no, if we didn't half speed, he would do it an octave down, and then it'd be in the regular octave when you play it back. That's also a lot cleaner too. Yeah. That's has definitely happened to me before, for sure.
You don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain, hoping that.
Well, I think that's the first thing. I think that should help out a lot. I will just stick it to that for now.
Gauge your
there for now.
Niggas, I'm just sad my future kids won't see a mother in you. And everything that I envision fading from the pictures. You know you miss her when you growing richer. But the past still torment you. A volatile of life, she was Bollinger. Them up and downs made me colder you.
That was like a cool production thing. So there's lots of cool production.
It was hard to gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak. When you don't fight the pain, you just let your eyes rain, hoping that you stay sane. Need something new on my brain. Bruh, it was hard to gauge your temperature, and I ain't know no better, so I was sent for her. The symptoms of a heartbreak. When you don't fight the pain.
That should feel a lot better, like that area there. So hopefully that helps. What up? Thanks for following El Marquis. All right. Thanks for joining us, Mixed by Orlando. Appreciate it. All right, up next we have May the Pirate. If you're here, say hi. Born Again. So we're gonna listen to this one if that's cool. I'm glad I've been able to help. That's why we're here, trying to get everybody to, you know what? It's so great to be able to do this because the selfless part of it is really dope. May's here. Swaggeroo. Hold on, wait a second. Swaggeroo is gone, right? If I'm remembering correctly. That's right. We vibraphone. We vibing. All right, we're going to listen to this song real quick.
All my friends showed me a text. Can't believe the disrespect. Dating apps and secret sex. Can't believe it took me this long to find out. But baby, I found out. To find out. I'm not coming back this time. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again. Well, you're a good liar. This has me fired up. You said that you were in love. Why wasn't I enough? All my friends showed me a text. Can't believe the disrespect. Dating apps and secret sex. Can't believe it took me this long to find out, to find out. But baby, I found out, to find out, to find out. I'm not coming back this time. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again. You would leave the house, tell me that you're going out. Should have known you slept around. All your secrets coming out. Can I ask you what's her name? Does she make you feel the same as I did? As I did, as I did. I'm not coming back this time. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again.
Nice. That's a cool song. That was a cool song. Lots of things that I like to point out.
I'm not coming to find out, to find out. I'm not coming back this time. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause
Right there. See me again. See me again. There's an automated reverb that I really like. So there's not really much reverb going on until that word.
Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again.
Way to emphasize that word. And then the delays also are only there in the chorus too, and it seems like they cut in and out, so it's like properly, like you're deciding it was intentional when the delays come out. There's a delay. Letting it like fade out there with the little reverb.
Well, you're a good liar.
There's some blanket delay right there.
You said that you were in love. Why wasn't I enough? All my friends showed me a text. Can't
Then all of a sudden more dry vocals right here. I like that. Like the textures change, and like that's what I'm talking about. At least like this, you'll hear me talk about this a lot. Like this, the production on this, the vocal production, like the effects and how they keep changing per section. This keeps it interesting.
My friends showed me a text. Can't believe the
Because like you'll hear like it's a little bit more spacey, a little bit more delay, and then when it cuts into the lot more dry,
has me fired up. You said that you
turns intimate.
Why wasn't I enough?
Listen.
All my friends showed me
So the vocals feel more forward now. They're a lot more intimate.
Dating apps and secret sex. Can't believe it took me this long to find out, to find out. But baby, I found out, to find out, to find out. I'm not coming back this time. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again. You won't see me again.
So you did it the first time here. You didn't do it this time. That's so sad. I loved it the first time. That reverb that's automated for just that one word. I miss it because you gave it to me the first time. Aw, see, I want that every time. Like all 3 times. This is really cool.
Your secrets come in.
The effects here are really dope.
You would leave the house, tell me that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the delay, the call and response delay. I'm talking about the verb. Here, like.
It's goodbye, you won't see me again.
It's only on that one. See me again. The reverb comes out on just the again. It's not the delay, the again. Like that.
It's goodbye, you won't see me again.
Versus.
Goodbye, you won't see me again.
It's not there on that one.
It's goodbye, you won't see me again.
And then there's a delay on that one. That's cool. I like it. You should do the reverb one. I love reverb throws. I think reverb throws are the most underutilized. Like professionals will use them a lot. Like, of course, delay throws is one thing, right? So you do a delay on specific words that you want doubled and respond, like call and response and stuff. I think the most underutilized tool is exactly what you did in the first course, which is that throw. Like with one word, just has like a huge swell and reverb to emphasize it. I think they're so fire. I think the perfect example, I talk about this like every stream because it's one of my favorite mixes, is Tony Maserati mixed Boyfriend by Selena Gomez. And I don't care what you think about Selena or her music or whatnot, but the mix of it, the verse is like perfect as far as like reverb throws and delay throws. Like, I can't play it for you because of copyright, but like, I don't remember how it goes. I want a boyfriend, but I keep him in dead ends. I want to take a shortcut. Don't cut again and again. I've been up all night, pretty restlessly, and then dry. And then I find you dry, to me wet. And so it's like it's like really clever in the way that the effects are. And this song is very clever in the sense of the use of effects. That's really dope. I like it a lot.
All my friends showed me a text.
So just a couple picky things here with EQ.
All my friends showed me a text. Can't believe the disrespect. Dating.
There's a couple spots here around like 400 here.
All my friends showed me a text. Can't believe the disrespect.
And here as well in the vocals. Around 450, 400 to 500 in the vocals here.
All my friends showed me a text. Can't believe the
And
all my friends showed.
This is specifically for the vocals.
All my friends showed me a text. Can't believe the disrespect. Dating apps and secret sex. Can't believe it took me this long to find out. But baby, I found out. To find out. I'm not coming back this time. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again.
Yeah, that's... And then the last thing is, so two more things that I want to say. So
To find out.
there's already some difference here.
To find out. Back this time. Save your breath.
Never mind, I'm gonna shut up there. That was done well.
To find out. But baby, I found out.
There's like a dramatic increase in volume in the chorus.
I'm not coming back this time.
It sounds like you just turned up the stuff, which is great.
Coming back. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again.
If you brighten the instrumental, like do at the top end, so this is for the instrumental.
Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again.
Have a better.
Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again.
Never mind. Keep the all the shakers and stuff. There's a lot of transits and like there's a lot of like brightness coming through, but you can still make the vocals brighter. Like the top end, do something nice with the top end. I think will be good.
Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again.
If you cut out this stuff properly from the vocals, I think it'll already be bright enough. I think that should help.
Save your breath, it's goodbye.
The last thing here is the bass.
Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see
Right around like 152, between 200 and 100.
Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me. Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born again.
Like you can hear, it's this. If I boost this, it makes the bass louder, but it muddies it up. And so if I don't want to cut it out necessarily,
Save your breath, it's goodbye. You won't see me.
it's a little bit muddy in the low end here, and it doesn't sound like it's the bass. It sounds like it's the first harmonic above the bass. So
Save your breath,
the bass is trying to be out here,
won't see me again.
but this stuff is what's making everything muddy. So it's the harmonic right above the bass.
Save your
This is a common problem that you hear a lot in bass tracks.
Save your breath, it's goodbye, you won't see me again. 'Cause I've been born.
If I cut that out, see, notice the low end just gets way more clear. You don't want to do this. You want to just do this in the bass track, not on the 2-track.
Save your breath, it's goodbye, you won't see me again. 'Cause
And that way you can actually turn up the bass to taste. You can turn up the bass, just turn down that upper harmonic.
save your breath, it's goodbye, you won't see me again. 'Cause
If I cut this out of the 2-track, it makes the beat a little bit too thin. So it's mostly just the vocals here.
breath, it's goodbye, you won't see me.
Right now, everything up here is getting a little bit too bright.
I've been born again. You would leave the house, tell me that you're going out. Should've
So yeah, so you see a bunch of curves here, but there's different things that I want you to listen. I was wanting you to listen for when we were going this. So like the shaker here is like a little bit bright here. I don't remember what that was for. You're gonna have to go back. Vocals here, vocals here, vocals. I think a little bit of vocals here and here. But this is the bass right here. I think that should help. The shakers, yeah, you can just turn down the top end a touch of the instrumental, the shaker specifically, the bass upper harmonic. Yep. Okay, I just turned up the master fader. Wait, when is your? Hold on, wait a second. You were saying a lot of stuff that I haven't been reading. I just realized everyone's responding, which is really nice. I'm glad you guys liked it. If you ever need a cello or vocals, let me know. Oh, that's dope. Also, I chopped the low end out of my vocals. Decapitate. Also, I chopped the low end out of my vocals. Yeah, so the low end is fine. It's the low mids.
save your breath, it's goodbye, you won't see me again.
It's like that 400-ish, so that's fine. Decapitator. I just turn up the master fader, lol. Same as my name. Okay, same as my name right now. How do you get the brightness without sibilance? So, okay, so yeah. So there's two parts of the vocal that's usually annoying in vocals. The sibilance is right around like 5 to 7K, which is funny because a lot of so we're gonna say this first. I think that in pop music, people cut out too much S's. I think that too much de-essing is way more common than not enough. If you need a reference as what is the acceptable amount of S's, to kind of put it into your proper mind frame again, listen to Attention by Charlie Puth, and you'll hear how much S's he leaves in. It's wild. And you'll notice, like, oh my gosh, you've probably been de-essing way more than you should be, than you need to. So don't worry too much about the S's. That's the first thing that, like, people start to hyper-focus on. It's not that big of a deal. People don't hyper-focus on it when they're not mixing. Bass upper harmonic, when you ask about dynamics of the chorus, yeah, you just turn up and down the master fader. That makes sense. Instead of turning on the master fader, like, you can just turn down the drums, like, just a touch. And you don't have to do it that dramatically either. Like, just a touch. So,
To find out, but baby,
yeah. Also, there's never mind. That's a whole nother thing. But yeah, no, that sounds good. So yeah, I like that. That's a Warren Hewitt trick that he talks about in one of his YouTube videos. Turning up and down the master fader just like a dB or less, like just a touch for the chorus. Turning it up for the chorus, just a dB or something like that on the master fader, and that sounds really great. He talks about that. I think that's a good trick. So yeah, hopefully that helps. It's a great song. It's a cool song. And I think the biggest thing about this is that, like, I really like the automation of the effects and, like, the different sections, like the effects and how they work and play with the song. It's very clear what the sections of the song are. Like, if you can get that right for me, like, that's going to be a lot more forgiving for me. It keeps it very interesting. I'm not a huge fan of, like, blanket reverbs and delays. I like to do the mix with +4 dB just to leave space at the end. VU, I assume. I like to leave the mix with +4 dB just to leave space at the end. I don't leave that on, and when I don't leave that on when I'm done, but just so I can fix the balance later. Yep, thank you. Yep, of course. Thanks so much for tuning in. All right, Band Rejects, are you here? Band Reject. If band reject is here, oh, excuse me. Oh. If band reject is here, say hello. All right, we're gonna play your song real quick. Any thoughts, issues that you're having, specific feedback that you want to hear? I'm just gonna download the file since you have the download. Oh gosh, dang it! What is my? Okay, that's fine. All I want. Okay, we're gonna listen to this. We're gonna listen to this song. It's not letting. It's not. Is it still downloading? Pink noise level 7. What does that mean? Are you referencing pink noise? Is that what's going on? All right, let's do this one's called All I Want. Okay, so here it is. Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. There's a lot of cool things that I like. I like this drop as well as I like how you distorted the vocals during the drops.
Why you keeping me waiting?
I like the distortion right here. Distortion is super cool. Dang, there's like a lot of this stuff right here. But when I cut it out, it just loses energy, like incredibly. Like it doesn't sound good when I boost it, but it loses energy significantly when I cut it. Like, listen. This is a prime example of why people use like noise, like white noise to they just add white noise to a track, because that's like a prime example of how something like that just translates into the emotions of a track. People add in white noise to make it feel more energetic, to give more energy to a song, and this is a prime example of that. Also, this is partially because you're limiting the crap out of it, which is pretty common for like dance music like this. This is a pretty common thing to do with dance music, and this is a common problem with dance music. Like when you limit something that much, you're gonna lose low end. That's the first thing that disappears with like major limiting. Like truly. Okay, and obviously you've gotten it to work, so like this mix sounds great. Just like what I would do is just touch it up a bit, but there's not anything major that I do, especially with dance music where, honestly, like dance music like this, I'm gonna use that blanket term, more like, you know, that sort of like dance-inspired, European-inspired like pop, we'll just call it dance music, right? Whatever the heck it is. Not rap and hip-hop. There you go. With that sort of stuff, the engineering is kind of off the wall, like it's all over the place. A lot of the things that are common production techniques for dance music, EDM dance music, is very much taboo in the engineering world, but it's used a lot in like crushing your limiters this hard is very common for like dance EDM type stuff. It is not acceptable from an engineer standpoint, but I wouldn't want you to limit it less. So it's kind of trying to find the perfect balance of getting that low end to cut through without losing the sauce, right? So without losing volume, or sorry, getting the low end cut through without losing volume. Yeah. It's interesting to me that you use white, like pink noise for referencing. This is something that I hear a lot. It's been something that I've never fully understood. Because humans don't hear, especially from like a mastering limiting standpoint, it gets a little bit sketchy there sometimes. But I want to hear your experience of why that happens and how it's been working for you. I don't know how you use your low end. I don't know you lose your low end with major limiting. Yeah, this is honestly so dope. What are your social media and reject a bump on this track? Okay, sweet. I will definitely take another look at that. And did the master with limit 6, and I have ozone 9 now, so I want to retouch it. Yeah, I mean it's pretty normal to have this much low end cut out, right? So it is pretty normal to have this much low end disappear from the limiting, and to have it this, like in EDM music, like having super square sausage looking waveforms like this is pretty common. And honestly, sometimes it's the vibe. So I would think producer-wise on this, like let your producer instincts kind of take over. If you think it vibes harder with more limiting, then keep the limiting. But if you consider that if you think it vibes harder when you have a little bit more headroom and lets the low end come through a little bit more, then consider that as well. So both are plausible options, and I'm not saying one is actually the other. This is actually the first track I tried referencing pink noise, and it was mainly for getting the levels of everything. I was pretty happy with the outcome on the A/B, so I might do it again in the future. So I'm trying to figure out how to properly explain this too. So in theory, pink noise is dope because it takes into account like kind of. It's not the most up to date, but it takes into account the Fletcher-Munson curves, how the humans naturally hear. So instead of white noise is equal energy across all frequencies, and that's why the top end is crazy, right? And the low end is basically not there. Pink noise is kind of like equal for human hearing, kind of more how humans hear. The only problem with that is that we work with music. And so if you have a bunch of synths, if you have a snare, if you have kick, if we have hi-hats, if we have vocals, what frequencies are going to be used more often will also relate to the key of the song, because each song has a different root, each key has a different root note, right? So I just want to be clear, like, it's really cool and you could do that, but just remember, and I'm sure that you already kind of you are already considering that pink noise is not music and it's not musical. And if you ever end up getting in the habit of trying to reference pink noise and matching pink noise, you will lose musicality because so like just be careful for that. There are many songs where the instrumentation and how all the instruments are played and the arrangement does not cater to having an equally flat frequency spectrum. Not every song is going to be flat. In fact, most songs are not going to sound best flat. So I would just keep that into account. Like if you try to reference pink noise for a trap song, you're going to find that your mid-range is way too heavy, is way too much, because trap songs are very empty. If you try to do the same thing with an acoustic guitar and vocals, you're going to find that the pink noise does not help you at all. Because the acoustic guitar does not go to the low lows, and it does not. There's a lot. It's very, very much just resonant frequencies, like, and the voice obviously, like, so there's with something like this, it can work. I would just be, in theory, I know you probably heard this from something, but I don't want to make a blanket statement. In the non-EDM world, in the non-EDM, just in theory, just so, like, this is not just for you. I'm not calling you out or anything like that. So I just want to say this so for people that are going through YouTube University and sees this. This is a common, like, going to pink noise and stuff and, like, reading exactly how many dBs your low end is going to get the exact low end and stuff. It's music and emotion is not calculable. I really don't like analyzing. So this is another, like, EDM thing. I have a producer friend that's like, yo, I have the specific graph that most of these other producers use, and if the low end is hitting -17 in this mix, then it's perfect every time. Like, everything, when you start thinking like that, then you're no longer thinking music and you're no longer thinking emotions. And emotions and music is different from song to song, from culture to culture, from people to people. So it is absolutely important that you do not rely on non-music things. And for example, the graph of the analyzer, the frequency analyzer, as well as like pink noise, things like that. Pink noise is used a lot more in like EDM stuff, but I don't know anybody in the pop realm that uses, like, anybody big, right, that's winning Grammys right now that says pink noise is the secret, that's the way to go. That's usually a producer trick, not a mixer trick. So I would just it's less for you because obviously you did a really great job on this mix. But like for anybody that's listening right now that has heard that from others. we're talking about. Damn. You did for sure get it loud. Damn. You got it sounding really loud. That's dope. Yeah, good job on this one. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. This sounds really good. I don't really have much feedback. Because when I did this, the low end thing, just remember the low end thing. But when I when I cut this stuff out, it made it quieter. Then I tried to volume match. And when I turned it back on, it made the song quieter. So cutting out mid-range is a lot of that where a lot of that volume comes through. So the fact that you have that mid-range going is making it sound louder, which I think for something like this, honestly, I think that trumps. Yeah, you got it sounding really loud. That's impressive. That's really cool. Good job on this one. Good job on this one. All right, next. And the production is fucking fire. Go back to this drop.
Why you keeping me waiting?
Man, that is impressive how loud you got everything. I like that in a good way. And I mean that in the best of ways. That's dope. Yeah, for real, I am bumping this while on my phone hanging with my cat. Oh, listening out of the speakers though, promise, not my phone. All right, dope. We're going to move on to the next song. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, this sounds like it's the last one here. Beats by the Pound, do you hear it? Beats by the Pound. If you are here, say what up. Song called How It Go. I wish you could hear this on my speakers. My speakers is like the perfect speakers for like EDM music, actually. Holy cow. Obviwin, are you Beats by the Pound? I keep forgetting that. All right, here it is. I'm going to upload your song here. All right, it was called How It Go. Hey, we're going to take a listen to this song. Before we do, I'm going to turn the jazz back on for just a second. Before we do, I need to use the restroom, so give me a second here. Need to pee. Give me a second. This jazz is mediocre at best, but it's free. And everything is great when it's free. So, yeah, I'm back. We're gonna some things are not great even though it's free. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe that was a bad thing to say. I think I just made a blanket statement that's just not true. Some things are not good even if they're free. I think you can reply on Twitch. You just click on that actual message, click to reply. Here's oh fuck. Here's an example of reply. Oh my gosh, I'm so slow. Oh, I didn't even reply when I did. Dang it. I didn't even reply when I did it. Oh, that sucks. It's all right. All right, so this is the last song for today. This is Obviwin. Let's check this one out.
I don't mean to miss you, but I do so. I hope you happy with your two and your mans now. We were the only two to understand the plans. Oh, how the tables turn, I'm the man now. I hope your moms and your pops well. I read the story that those times tell. I feel like my true love should have been you. Could have been us, would have been us, but that ain't true. I miss the times caught in those eyes that saw me. For me, how can it be? How can it be? But you're gone, moved on, caught up in a lifestyle. Wife now, did I do you wrong? So long ago, but that's how it goes. I can't complain, I guess you got two blessings. I just hate the fact we ended it over two messages. One no reply and another blocked. Hey, Meg just told me the news and my heart stopped. Hey, I keep praying cause I've been praying. Regardless of the foul shit you've been saying. Am I still in love with you? Maybe so. But that's just life and that's just how it goes. I miss the times caught in those eyes that saw me. For me, how can it be? How can it be? But you're gone, moved on, caught up in a lifestyle. Wife now, did I do you wrong? So long ago, but that's how it goes. I can't leave you out of my mind tonight. Yeah, I hope you feel me too. It was only me and you. Too young, only 18. Yeah, I knew we had our rosters, but you loved me. Hardly shed a tear, but I am now. While I'm typing out this verse, cause how I felt about you was too true. Yeah, wish we could rewind back to that time when I had time. When you were the catalyst for my rhymes and you were mine. Or I could somewhat call you mine. You always told me my best songs are written about you. And after all this time, I still can't really doubt you. And a part of me is proud of you. And another can't live without you. I love you, but I miss the times caught in those eyes that saw me. For me, how can it be? How can it be that you're gone, moved on, caught up in a lifestyle? Wife now, did I do you wrong? So long ago, but that's how it goes. I can't leave you out of my mind tonight. Yeah, and I hope you feel me too. It was only me and you. It's only me and you. Yeah, I hope you feel me too. Hope you know it still ain't true.
So you're definitely gonna release it? What if she hears it? Wouldn't that just make things worse? Like what if you convince her with this song? Like let's say the best thing that can happen is that she says, Yes, you're right. I miss you too. And she divorces her husband. I mean, does that make the situation better? Like, and the worst case is now then she's like, wow, this petty dude. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Dope song. But I'm wondering if it's too real. I'm just not seeing a scenario where her hearing this, you should just block her from everything so she can't hear this. Because it's a dope song. As long as she doesn't hear it. It's dope. Anyway. Congrats to your friend. I don't know what to say. Damn, dude. No, I'm just joking. It's a long story. Okay, cool. It's a long story. Well, I would say that I don't have time for long stories, but if you were willing to type it in the comments, I don't know if it's amusing. No, I'm teasing. Don't tell us your personal story. I don't care. No, we care, but don't care. And, yeah, this song is dope. So we're gonna kind of get into some details right now. So the couple first things first. A lot of 1.5 in the vocals here. Also, I wouldn't hate it. I mean, she might, but I wouldn't hate it if you turned up the vocals. Yo, I'm sorry. I have to tease you like during this. It's just so real, and I am so oblivious to your situation. I'm really hoping that I'm not being offensive, but like, that is just funny to me. I mean, it's so sweet. Like, at the same time, like, it's such a sweet song. Well, first off, here in the vocals. You can cut that out significantly. That's pretty buzzy. Like, yeah, it's like almost whistling when I bring it back in. Yeah, turn up the vocals a bit. Also, did you make this beat or is this a 2-track beat? If you produce this beat, then I have something to say. But if it's a 2-track beat where you can't really adjust it, then I don't have anything to say.
Complain, I guess you got 2 blessings. I just hate the fact we ended it over 2 messages. One no reply.
Yeah, dope. So, that was a perfect example. Look at this. In your kick, it looks like you have 2 different kicks. You have a high kick.
I guess you got 2 blessings.
So I'm seeing a pump here, and then I'm hearing a same pump here. Like, there's parts where it's like the kick drum is really hitting around like 150. And then there's parts where it's like really hitting around like 80. I don't know why it's doing that. But tonally speaking, I like the sound of it a lot more if it hits in the 80 range a bit more. So instead of having it hit in the 150, like you can kind of see, like that really hits in the like 150 range all of a sudden. And then right here, it's like hitting lower. Maybe it's because there's like a bass that's droning, so then it's kind of like reallocating the frequencies. Like if there's a droning bass and the woofers are shaking, right? So I think like in general, like if there's a way that you can kind of get the kick drum to hit less up here, like you're gonna need this a little bit, but not as much. Especially like you can really hear it there. Oh, it's the 808, so you have it playing in the keys. That's why it's changing, because you're actually changing notes. That makes sense. So yeah, the first thing is turn up the vocals. Cut this out.
blessings.
I think that's like the first thing to do. And then also,
Been a lifestyle wife now. Did I do you wrong so long ago? But that's how it goes. Been a lifestyle wife now. Did I do you wrong so long ago? But that's how it goes. I can't complain, I guess you got 2 blessings. I just hate the fact we ended it.
like, it's kind of like magic. Like, how do I turn up the vocals and the beat at the same time? You know, like,
Been a lifestyle wife now. Did I do you wrong so long ago? But that's how it goes. I can't complain, I guess you got 2 blessings. I just hate the fact
Yeah.
we ended it over 2 messages.
this sidechain compression is dope. I like this is one of my favorite plugins. I find that I'm using this a lot more and more recently. I Heart New York, the Baby Audio, it's a parallel compressor, so it's just a really hard-hitting SSL G-Bus type compression. And then you bring in that signal. So it's playing the dry signal, and then you're blending in that wet hyper-compressed signal. So it's more bringing out the low, quiet stuff than it is chopping down on the loud stuff. So that's what parallel compression does. So like regular compression will like make it quieter during the loud parts, besides like parallel compression like this, when you bring in that hyper compressed version, it's only going to bring out the low stuff just a touch more. It's going to make it a little bit more so it's going to really expand the quiet valleys of the waveforms rather than the top peaks, which is really great.
Been a lifestyle wife now.
It's like a bottom up type compression versus a top down compression. I really do like the sound of parallel compression, especially on mix bus type stuff. And I find that I'm using it a lot more recently. I'll use it a lot for vocals as well. Like a little bit more than 50% of the time, I'll throw in a parallel compression for the vocals. Not all the time, but oftentimes I will. Like I'll do a duplicated send, and I'll hyper compress that, and I'll blend that aux track in just a touch. So here's how you do this in Pro Tools without this actual plugin, right? So you can build a new send here, and I'm gonna just do a new send. We're gonna call this like parallel or something like that. The send, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna push pre. So now I can
Been a lifestyle wife now.
mute this,
Do you wrong
and then I can like hyper compress this. Like let's say just stock compressor here.
that's how it goes. I can't complain, I guess you got 2 blessings. I just hate the fact we ended it over 2 messages.
Where's the stock compressor? I never use the stock compressor. I
And
don't know
another
where it is.
blocked. Hey, Meg just told me the news and my heart stopped. Hey, I keep praying cause I've been praying. Regardless of the foul shit you've been saying. Am I still in love with you? Maybe so. But that's just life and that's just how it goes. I'm in. Been a lifestyle wife now. Did I do you wrong so long ago? But that's how it goes. I can't complain, I guess you got 2 blessings. I just hate the fact we ended it over 2 messages. One no reply and another block.
And then you just blend that in. So now
News and my heart stopped. Hey, I keep praying cause I've been praying. Regardless of the foul shit you've been saying. Am I still in love with you? Maybe so. But that's just life and that's just how it goes.
that's how you do that without the plugin.
Been a lifestyle wife now. Did I do you wrong so long?
And then you could group it with Logic. You just select the tracks,
Been a
and it
lifestyle
turns them both down. Now the ratio of wet to dry is the same. You can just turn it down.
wife now. Do you wrong so long ago?
That's how you do that. Cool.
Saw me be, but you're gone, moved on, caught up in a lifestyle. Wife now, did I do you wrong so long ago? But that's how it goes.
Other than that, there's some other things there, but let's stick to that for now. So getting kind of that vocal sit right, make it a little bit louder. That 808, that top, like that kick drum area, as well as I think in general you can make it slightly brighter.
Moved on, caught up in a lifestyle. Wife now,
Never mind, hold on, don't do that. Don't do that.
so long.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Sorry. I took out the headphones immediately. It's like thin. Let me.
But you're gone, moved on, caught up in a lifestyle. Wife now, did I do you wrong? So long ago, but that's how it goes. I can't complain, I guess you got 2 blessings. I just hate the fact we ended it over 2 messages.
So like the synth stuff, you can fill up a little bit more of that like 200 to 400 hertz area with some synths, not with the vocals. Not with the vocals. Don't do this with the vocals, just with like the synth stuff. The 200 to 400, 200, 500 area in the beat is a little bit skinny. So I would kind of like make up with it. Then you're going to get a little bit more volume out of the beat without sacrificing the difference between the beat and the vocals. Right now it's a bit too much, and that 808, that kick drum 808 is kind of like, ignore this. So the trick to getting top end without without harshness is by doing like airband stuff. So instead of boosting at 8 or 9K, you boost from 30K, like as much as possible. This is not the best EQ to do it. It's actually one of my least favorite EQ. No, Neutron. Anything from Isotope. I don't like the top end from Isotope, even though we're sponsored by Isotope. If you want 10% off, Isotope or a first month free, you get a free trial for their monthly bundle subscription. You can click on Isotope. We are sponsored by Isotope here, so yeah, that 15 to 20K is important. Like, don't underestimate it for sure. Again, like just reference stuff, like reference other professionally mixed tracks, and you'll kind of get a vibe of how much top end. Just don't ever reference "Money on the Grave" by Drake and Rick Ross. 40 did an absolutely terrible job on that. In fact, I give 40 is awesome, but 40 is living proof of why it is better to help, to live and bring up an artist and be part of their crew and the come up, because as far as talent goes, there's not a lot of it from the engineering side of 40, unfortunately. I don't believe there is. So Money on the Grave by Drake and Rick Ross is one of the workmanship of all time. That's Too Bright. That's an example of Too Bright. So if you want a bad example, listen to that song. But if you want good examples, listen to anything by Tony Maserati, Manny Marroquin. I wouldn't even say Jason Joshua. Jason Joshua is fine, is really good. But it's not probably my favorite. Anything by Serban Ghenea also. Serban does most of the top 40 stuff. He has a really good high end. I think Manny has one of my favorite high ends actually. About what did you notice about 40? The top end and Money on the Grave? Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's probably a learning experience. It may have been one of the artists that kept saying "Make It Brighter." I wanted to sound like Tory Lanez, but it could have been. There's a lot of things that could have happened. Maybe it was an experiment of types. But yeah, it's impossible for me to listen to. It's very difficult for me to listen to. All right. So on that note, I think we're kind of getting to the end here. We're going to turn the jazz back on. I'm more than happy to answer questions if anybody has any as we kind of finish up. If anybody has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them as we finish up. But otherwise, thanks for listening to the stream. Come to the stream. I really appreciate y'all. We had a decent audience today. We're hoping to continue to grow the audience. If you like what we're doing here, please follow, please subscribe. Please share with friends. Invite friends to share with us some of their music as well. This is kind of... I used to do this. I would love to do this on an individual level. The reason why I started live streaming is because I want to give back to the community. But if I just offered people free mixes or free masters or free mix feedback, it's only serving one person at a time. But when we have brave people like you that are willing to submit your music and play it in front of an audience like this, it's a lot more scalable. And the audience is still small, but I want to continue to do this for free and keep doing this consistently for a while. So you can invite friends to join in and hang out. awesome. Just continue to grow. So appreciate all the support. Again, if you want to listen to the podcast, there's just some free stuff here. Let me do this. How about this? Let's go back to this. Go back to this real quick. Excuse me. Go to my website here. Go to links.dkmixes.com. You'll see a link of all my stuff, my Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, website. I have a children's book that I published, and we're working on a second one right now, and we're going to release this original one. The third book that we're going to publish is this original first book, which is a lullaby, and it's going to be re-released in Japanese because my wife and I speak Japanese, so we're going to release this for the Japanese audience. We have a bunch of sponsors, so if you come to sponsors, we have free plugins, we have FilePass, we have Autotune, we have Isotope. So I'm sponsored by Autotune, Isotope, FilePass, Plugin Boutique. I have book recommendations because I'm a big fan of reading and books. I have equipment recommendations from Amazon, Canva for your basic stuff here. So there's a bunch of like discounts going on. You can check out my website even. There's online courses here. So if you go here, it's going to go to my store.dkmixes.com where I have a bunch of online courses where along with the course, you get a set of videos, which are also available for free on my YouTube. But if you purchase the course, then you get the actual stems that I talked about. I have liked and subscribed. Thank you so much, Milton's100 on YouTube, watching on YouTube. But if you purchase this this course, not only do you get to the videos, but you get the full stems of the songs that I'm actually working on, so you can practice and practice on your own. Okay, I have a bunch of PDFs, 5 types of compressors and when to use them, a mix prep guide. This is important. I'll show you a look of what mix prep guide looks like. I use this for all of my new clients. I have a list, and you can like copy and paste and create, kind of make it your own, but a PDF of everything that I want. Or there's like a bunch of steps here, and then there's a checklist at the end. And you can get that for free, and you can send it out to clients if you want to mix for them. 5 pro tips to mastering here. Yeah, just a lot of fun stuff. What else is on this? I haven't looked through this in a while. So we have the podcast, which is all over the place. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google. You can request to be on the show. All that jazz. Free mixing guides. That's where that is. If you want to get existential with me, you can follow me on Twitter, where I mostly just talk about some thoughts that I get from while reading books. Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. If you have any questions, otherwise we're still just kind of growing all this stuff. Yeah, Mattoid Music, we're actually done for today, but you can come tune in next week on Monday night, 8 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. I'm only online for a couple hours a night, every Monday night. So come join us next week, and we'll get you in the queue. Yeah, and in the meantime, join our Discord. So if you want to submit music, let me post this real quick. If you want to submit music, you can. Check out our rules. And join our Discord, where everything takes place. So the Discord, if you join the Discord, follow me. It looks like you already have followed me. Join the Discord. Then, dope. Then, yeah, I'll announce it. I'll announce it every Monday night. I tag everybody and let everybody know that we're going online. Enjoy the stream. Definitely gonna try and catch the next one too. Have a good week, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. You too, Band Reject. Thanks for joining in. I really liked your song. I think everybody did. We had a bunch of good songs today, so we appreciate everybody. So on that note, if there's no questions, I'm out. My wife and I have been watching a new anime recently called Code Geass. Cool. It's one of my wife's favorite animes. She said it was her favorite in high school, so we're trying it out. Yeah. So on that note, happy mixing, my friends. Happy mixing, my friends, and Stay saucy. Enjoy. Have a good night.